Burnout with Gabbie Hanna.
So weird for me. I'm like, Adam, what if I go on there and just talk about sleep schedules? Like,
You can. I'm totally down to talk about sleep schedules.
I've just been talking to a 2-month-old for the last, well, she hasn't been 2 months old the whole time, but
I've been talking to a 2-month-old for months.
I mean, I'm just like, hi, did you have a good nap? Like, that's my whole life right now.
Well, hey guys, welcome to episode whatever of Burnout. Today I have Adam22 and Lena the Plug. I'm so excited. For those of you who don't know, Adam has the No Jumper podcast, where he does a lot of great interviews of his own. So make sure you check that out. And Lena, how do you like to be introduced? I mean, I could talk about you, but like, what do you like to say?
Lena the Plug, Lena the Mom now. I have a YouTube channel, so I guess I'm a YouTuber, but I'm mostly known for my porn XXX content. Yeah.
Now OnlyFans.
Yes, OnlyFans. Yeah.
Let's start the episode by shouting out your new Instagram.
Oh, my new Instagram is free Lena the Plug. Follow me. I did have 3.5 million followers. They're gone for now.
So what?
Until they find me.
You just broke the rules too many times.
Honestly, at this point, I'm not really sure. I mean, obviously in the past, I've probably broken the terms of service because I'm, an adult star on Instagram, but their rules aren't super clear. I mean, Pornhub has an account, and shout out to Pornhub. They give love to all the girls, but if you're not allowed to have porn on the app, then why do all of the porn accounts have, their own pages and they're verified? And obviously,
isn't like the main thing about swiping up to the OnlyFans?
It didn't say
they're not cool about that.
So the terms of service changed on the 20th of December, and I read them, and they basically say that you can't have any links that go to anything adult. And so I didn't post any links to anything adult even way before the terms of service changed. And I actually hadn't used my account in months because ever since I started showing when I was pregnant, I would post something and I would lose thousands of followers.
Just because you were pregnant?
Just because I was pregnant. People are like, you're hot and you're pregnant. I don't like that.
Did you low-key gain some different followers though?
I probably did, but it did not outweigh the followers that I lost. And I was like, kind of like, it kind of hurt. I was like, I don't want to lose my followers, so I'm not really going to post as much. And so, I really hadn't been active on my Instagram. And then it all of a sudden disappeared with this, what seems like a purge of a lot of adult girls. Yeah, a lot of
them. And
really?
even people like Vitaly, who is a dude, but has tons of girls all over his page in barely any clothes. He's gone.
That's interesting just because I feel like social media tries to be so liberal. And that's like the whole thing is, fuck yeah, women, free the nipple. But then when it actually comes to anything sexual.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. Your 13-year-old kid has Instagram and they find a page and it just looks like boobs with barely a little pasty covering the nipple. And maybe they don't want to see that. And I understand that. But my issue is that it doesn't seem like the rules apply to everyone.
Why do you say that? Who don't they?
There's tons of accounts that get promoted on like the suggestions that are terrible. Like they're like, in terms of when you look at the page, they just look like porn feeds, but they're verified and they're being promoted. And then there's porn pages that have accounts, and there's a lot of double standards.
She brought this up on Twitter the other day without saying the name. Thank you. But like my friend Blueface over the weekend was in the strip club. Buttholes, vagina, everything you could ever imagine. Like the most
and he posted it
all over his story, like 20 minutes on his story. Me and all my friends were all talking about it. We all saw it, and then he got deleted.
He finally got deleted, but
got deleted, which is, I was like, well, at least it seems a little fair.
There's also Tyga, though. Tyga has OnlyFans. He just has all the girls who do porn that I'm friends with in his OnShans, and he still has his page.
Is he doing porn too?
He has his dick on his OnlyFans.
I bought his OnlyFans for research purposes.
He sent me a photo of Tyga's dick.
Couple pics of his penis on there, but I didn't cop any of the pictures that were in the messages, which is where I assume all the good shit was. But I don't know if that was his wiener.
Do you don't do OnlyFans? You're just like a part of Lena's.
I don't have my own OnlyFans, but I'm on hers.
We talked about it. I was like, so are you gonna just like make videos yourself jerking off for people? Because that's like what would make the content different than my content.
Honestly,
interesting.
If I lost 30 pounds, I would think about it.
Have you ever done solo stuff? Because you didn't really do it before Lena, right?
No.
Oh my god.
No.
So you
the thought of that is so funny to me.
You guys started dating,
Boiled up.
and you got into porn because she was doing porn.
Yeah, like she started blowing up off of it, and it's kind of like, I mean, I was cool with it, and we actually had an easy transition into it because this was back when me and her used to drink, and we would go out and get drunk with girls that she was friends with, and then we would hook up, and then we would end up filming it, and then it would just kind of go onto her private Snapchat at the time. And we were kind of like, you know, that was my way of like easing into it. But to be honest, like even before I had met her, there was like a couple different times where I had been like super drunk and I put something like sexual on my on my Snapchat
on your
story.
OnlyFans.
Yeah, no, on my Snapchat story, and like those were the earliest moments.
Like of what, your dick?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, it was really bad.
So you were always kind of like tiptoeing into it.
But
it was
then
just
I'm with her, and that like, because I even when I interviewed Riley Reid, I said I would not do. I was like, I would maybe do.
You
porn
told me you would never do porn.
Yeah.
On our first date, we took like nudes together because we were already fucking on our first date. You sent them to Carter Cruz. We took a nude selfie and you sent them to our mutual friend. We were already crazy from that first day.
That's lit.
And then later it was like I was already doing porn and he was kind of like, well, just don't show my tattoos. Like you kind of baby stepped into it. I don't think you remember as much, but you're like, no, cover my tattoos. Like everyone's going to know it's you. Your tattoos are everywhere.
Yeah.
But
they're
then,
so recognizable too.
You just stopped
like,
caring.
why do I care? Like, I don't
You're
care.
not brand friendly anyways. It's not like I made you not brand friendly.
And none of my, like, I mean, people mention it to me, but like very infrequently when you really think about like how much stuff with us is out there.
I've gone to shows with you and people are just like, I saw you on Pornhub, and it's so weird.
I've had, like,
it does
12-year-old
feel
kids
different.
say it to me at the skate park. That's the real awkward one.
That's uncomfortable. Yeah, because like you're like in it. You're a porn star. Like you made your living on it. Like you're like, look at me. I'm sexy. Adam, no offense. You're kind of just like the penis.
Yeah, it's pretty easy.
He's not the focus.
One time I had a bunny rabbit head on, and that was when I really felt like I was just a penis because I couldn't even see what I was. Like, I'm probably one of the only people on earth that can say this, that I got my dick sucked by 4 girls, and I didn't see it until I saw the video afterwards, and then I was like, damn, that was hot. That was me. Fuck.
No, there's probably hot blindfold scenes out there, like a hot blindfold gangbang somewhere.
It's just
That's
such a weird feeling.
such a tease. You can't see what's going on.
It's like, I know that this probably looks so good, and I would love to see it, but I'm just going to keep sweating it out in this bunny costume.
How else did you find... I mean, I guess for both of you, because you're like a partnership, like it's both of your careers, like working together to like build a family kind of. So like when you got pregnant, was that a big hit? Because you're saying you're losing followers, but I feel like there's also like a huge market for that. Like your tits look great, like you're curvy.
Like, you always hear that like the pregnant chick porn is huge, but
I mean, as soon as I announced,
I didn't say huge.
I did have
it's
like random people emailing me being like, can I buy a custom? But that always kind of freaked me out because it's like, what do you want me to do in the custom video? Are you just gonna want me to like rub my belly and talk about how pregnant I am? Because that kind of weirds me out.
Totally.
So I never actually made like pregnant fetish content for those people. But I mean, I performed while I was pregnant. So if you're into that, you know, physique, then you know, I did get new subscribers from that because I would have people DMing me being like,
I see the comments on both of your shit just saying, basically criticizing you as parents and saying like, what are you gonna do when your kid, like your kids, people or friends from school are showing you the video or whatever. Do you know how you're gonna handle that? And you guys obviously know, like, I support you. I think what you're doing is like hustling and like you're grinding and you're safe and you're good people and there's no reason why this should matter. Not everybody thinks that way.
You know, it's weird now that I've had Parker for 2 months, you know, because I get DMs from moms being like, how can you look at your daughter knowing what you've done and stuff? And like, there is still not one part of me that feels bad about it, that feels like it's wrong. And I don't feel like I have to sit there and apologize to her in 10 years and being like, I'm so sorry. You know, I just put a bunch of all of my assets in her name last week. You know, it's not like I'm doing this and just, you know.
To me, it's like, it seems like such a bizarre question because I don't feel like those people actually have any clue about how the real world actually works. Because like, does anyone ever think this about Kim Kardashian? Like her kids are going to care that there was a video of her back in the day hooking up with some guy. Like, who gives a fuck? I don't really feel like people give a shit. Like, does anyone think that like Jenna Jameson's kids, if she has them, are like getting bullied in school? Like, why would anyone care?
Also, like,
it seems like kind of an unrealistic concern to me that like my kid would be in school, like, and I feel like the counter argument for my kid is like, well, my parents are rich and famous, so fuck you.
Fuck you,
know,
yeah.
like, I don't, yeah.
I literally thought that in my head the other day when I was like looking at those comments, like, wow, I wonder if that hurts them to see that shit just because they want you to feel bad. Like they're commenting that because they want you to feel like bad parents and bad people. And then I was like, what would I do if I was in that situation? And how's that kid going to feel? And then I realized that kid's going to be really cool because you have like a sick house and like you guys are cool.
But
the
it's
cool
not
parents.
even the monetary thing. It's more like I will introduce my kid to Riley Reed, and Riley Reed is going to be her mom's friend, her dad's friend. And at some point when the kid's old enough, we're going to explain like, oh, mommy and Riley are, that's part of what they do for a job is that they look pretty on camera. And then she'll get older and we'll start to explain like, actually, mommy and daddy do sexual stuff on camera. Like once they're old enough, like I don't see there is no inherent shame in documenting yourself having sex. So when people say stuff like that, it's like, it doesn't really make me feel anything about myself. It makes me feel like, well, it's very interesting that you're sort of married to this worldview of thinking that that's how the world has to be.
Yeah.
I assure you that's not the case.
It's also like how open-minded you raise your kid to be. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's like the way I was raised. I mean, I was always super open-minded, but I'm sure that the way my parents wanted me to be was, not as open as I am right now. But you just raise your kids a certain way and you raise them to be accepting of people. So I don't really
What
see.
are your parents like? Are you close with your parents?
Yeah, I would say I'm close to them.
She's
Well,
very close
when
to her
you
parents.
first started doing this, was it like an issue or?
Absolutely, definitely. And I think my mom had Kim K in her head as an example of like
Yeah.
someone who did something sexual and isn't living under a bridge somewhere, because they always see these images of, or what they try to say about people who do porn, like their whole life is over, they become drug addicts, and then
Yeah.
next thing you know they're dead. And so for I would say a year, it was a good back and forth between this is fine, she's gonna be okay, and oh my god, you're ruining your life. And obviously now, even in the beginning she was like, you're dating this guy, obviously a bad boy, he's gonna break your heart, blah blah blah. And now we have a family, and we have a very solid life together. So I think that a lot of the things that she was worried about just never came true.
So now, like the sex aspect of it isn't like, oh my god, my daughter's having sex.
We
on
just don't
camera.
talk about it, but
Yeah.
like she's like, oh, you're getting makeup done, do you have a shoot? I'm like, yeah, but we just don't talk about it beyond that.
Yeah.
And
And she doesn't check your Insta.
Oh, she totally checks my Instagram.
real?
I've seen my mom in the comments like, my daughter went to university, don't talk about it, like, oh yeah, because she would get pissed.
Oh my god, I feel like I would block my family on social media if I was
When I
doing
figure
it.
out it's her because she'll make fake accounts,
Oh my
yeah,
god.
then I'm like, Mom, stop. They're never gonna. The
Too
trolls.
much,
The
too
trolls
much.
will always come out. You gotta like leave them in their place. Just leave them alone.
Yeah. Well, you look stunning.
Thank you.
You are wearing motherhood so well.
I'm trying.
It took you fucking
haven't
forever
seen the boobs.
to have the. Yes, I have.
No, not since breastfeeding. It really changes you.
Oh, is the selfie that you just posted recently not fresh?
I've been using so many old photos.
Girl, own it. Whatever. Take your time.
It's all good.
This year, I'm trying to refocus on what it means to take care of myself, and Daily Harvest is making it much easier. They're the one thing that makes my day feel a lot better and makes me feel better about myself. Daily Harvest delivers delicious food, all built on organic fruits and veggies right to your door. It takes literally minutes to prepare, and you never have to think twice if the food you're eating is good for you. I just had another smoothie last night. I cannot remember the flavor because Peyton made it for me. Honestly, Peyton always makes the smoothies. I got to keep it 100 with you guys. I don't make them. Here, can I tell you a secret? I always tell him he makes them better than me, but for sure, it's just because I want him to make it. So every time he makes it, I'm like, this is so much better than when I make it. Daily Harvest is ready when you are. Everything stays fresh in your freezer till you're ready to enjoy it, so you waste less food too. Don't overthink. You can get soups, harvest bowls, flatbreads, ice cream, so many healthy options. They're undeniably delicious, clean food without any of the prep. So get started today. Go to dailyharvest.com and enter promo code Gabbie to get $25 off your first box. That's promo code Gabbie for $25 off your first box at dailyharvest.com. That's dailyharvest.com. Stitch Fix. I do not like online shopping. It is hard. I don't like trying on clothes. I don't like shopping in person either. To be honest, I don't like shopping. Most of my clothes are hand-me-downs or something that was given to me or gifted to me. That's why I love Stitch Fix. They offer clothing hand-selected by expert stylists for your unique size, style, and budget. It's a completely different and fun way to find clothes that you will love to wear. Every piece is chosen for your fit and your life, and it's the easy solution to finding what makes you look and feel your best. Try on pieces at home before you buy, keep what you love, and return what you don't. Free shipping, easy returns and exchanges, and a prepaid return envelope is included. That's the part that Try Stitch Fix once or set up an automatic delivery. Pay $20 styling fee each box, which gets credited towards pieces you keep, and there are no hidden fees ever. Stitch Fix has styles and clothing to fit any occasion for men, women, and kids, and ship all over the U.S., available in the UK as well. Get started today at stitchfix.com/Gabbie, and you'll get 25% off when you keep everything in your fix. That's stitchfix.com/Gabbie for 25% off when you keep everything in your fix. That's stitchfix.com/Gabbie. So Adam, let's go to you, because here's what I really have. I've always known you from like my friend circles, and I've always known about the No Jumper podcast, but I never knew how you got into the situation you were in, just like knowing all these cool people, interviewing some of the biggest names in hip hop come on your show. How did you get there?
Well, so 2006, I was an online poker player, which I am again, I guess. But I was playing online poker like all day, every day.
I saw you post something about poker like today.
Yeah, no, I'm like fully back into it for like the last year or so. But I was basically, that was kind of my thing. Was like I moved to New York City to ride BMX bikes. That's what I've been doing since I was like 12. I moved to New York. I'm like 21. I literally had just had my 21st birthday, and I'm in I got a cheap apartment with my friends in New York. I'm all ready to make BMX videos. I hurt myself riding my bike. I'm like, fuck, I got to figure out something to do. All of a sudden, I start playing online poker. I get so into it and so addicted to it.
Did you make a lot of money?
I did really good for the first couple of years, and this was back in like 2003 when poker was like huge and blowing up for the first time in America, really. And that like gave me a lot of time on the internet. And while I was on the internet, I'm, sort of pursuing my other interests while I'm playing online poker, and I'm looking at the rap sites of the time, and I start to realize like, oh, there's this whole world of like rap blogs that are independent and run by just guys who are just fans.
And you just always liked the culture and the music. And
yeah, I've just been like obsessed with rap music since I was a little kid. And so I saw that, and then also I'm like paying attention to the BMX world online. And it kind of occurs to me, like, there's all these great rap blogs, but there's no BMX blog. So I'm like, boom, I'm doing it. I start a blog. I just start posting.
And you're saying blog, not vlog. Like, you're writing shit.
I'm writing about BMX bikes and posting videos that were coming out online and stuff, and there was nothing like it. And in the course of a year, I went from nobody knowing who I was in the BMX world to, like, pretty much everybody knowing who I was. And I just kind of took it from there. And, that was my sole grind for, like, 10 years. And then I started a podcast to interview all these BMX riders. Started to have a little bit of success.
Was it No Jumper, the same show?
No, it was The Come Up was my BMX website, and we still have @The Come Up on Instagram and all that kind of stuff. We have a YouTube channel, and then at a certain point, I just I started to interview a couple of like underground rappers because I was kind of in that world, knowing people and stuff like that, and that just started to really gain steam super fast. And I was just like, you know what, I'm going to start a separate channel for these interviews, and then now we're here. I just kept interviewing dudes and just kept it going, and like it's just kind of grown and grown.
I don't watch a ton of like interview podcast stuff, but yours always draw me in because there's just always something interesting about it, and they get served to me, and it's just like it's perfect. I just saw I saw the Black China one.
Oh my god,
that one popped up.
Not my finest work, but
well, I don't think that it was not your finest work. I think that you were like doing your best. I also kind of see where she was coming from in that situation, because I think that like
the bathroom was dirty.
Yes.
And when the bathroom's dirty, girls get upset.
But I think what like threw her was she didn't want to talk about like men, and I think that she was trying to pull like, I've seen interviews of like Lady Gaga or Ariana where you try to bring up men, or Taylor Swift, and they're just like, I'm not talking about that. And that's like a moment of like, look at this badass woman who like shut down the interviewer, and I think that she was like going for that moment. And then it didn't really work. And then like the comments didn't back her up, and the people in the room didn't back her up. And I think that she thought for her that was going to be like, oh my God, badass Black China walked out of the interview because she was dealing with sexist comments, and it just didn't play that way for her.
Yeah, no, that definitely, like, to me, it was like she should have came in and just given, like, if she had came on and acted like the cool person that I'm sure that she is behind the scenes to some extent, then I think that it would have been a great interview. But the best thing that came out of that was that Amber Rose saw it, and then Amber Rose hit me up and followed me and was like, I want to do your podcast. And like,
has she been on yet?
Yeah, she did do a couple months ago. But the thing was that her and Black China have friction. They used to be best friends.
Oh, for real?
And then Amber Rose came in and did what Black China should have done. She sat down and gave me a full interview, and I asked her weird questions about her ex-boyfriends, and she told me funny shit and like was just super cool with it and let it roll off her shoulders when she didn't want to talk about stuff. And actually, Lena came through for that interview so that they could meet, because I think that she knew that they were probably destined to be big.
I was like about to pop at that point, and Amber is like a year postpartum now, so I was kind of like, I need to see like me on the other side of this, you know, being a hot thought on the internet again, because I just felt so bulbous at that point in time. And I actually still talk to her now, and she's like, you know, take it easy, don't go back into the gym too fast, just take your time. So she's actually been really nice to me.
I feel like we had admired Amber Rose together before. Like we had both definitely agreed like she's hot.
Oh, I mean, she is.
Can I cut my hair like her or what?
We're gonna talk about it later.
Let me see your face.
Oh,
I think
I cannot
work.
pull it off. No.
I don't know, because you're like, I feel like your curves would like pop a lot.
Adam's like, stop telling her this right now.
I mean,
I don't think you're enough of an asshole to have like a shaved head. I think you have to be like a real mega bitch to be able to pull that off.
No, it's because she's so sweet that if she shaves her head, like you see it and you think she's gonna be a big bitch, but then you talk to her and you realize she's such a sweetheart. I love that.
I'm just looking for any way to have less maintenance to do now with the kid and stuff.
Yeah, I keep my shit short. Like, I can't do this.
Yeah, he would love for me to grow my hair back out long, but I don't know, babe.
I don't care.
Might be really short again.
I'm a little scared of shaved, but
I'm not gonna shave my hair. Don't worry.
I think you got lucky's not the right word, because it was definitely hard work and connections, but I feel like you also were on that beginning cusp of where a lot of rappers hadn't quite blown up yet. So then in hindsight, people went back and they were seeing like the Tekashi interview and like the Lil Xan interview, and you were just right there at the forefront. So you sort of have the ability to just kind of pick out, I feel like, who's going to be big soon.
Yeah, I mean, and it's weird because people think that I'm like paying super close of attention, and it's like I pay attention to what's going on the internet, and I don't really like people think I'm paying attention to such underground level stuff, but to me it's like an artist who hasn't really blown up to some extent is not really that useful to us, because nobody's going to want to watch an interview with us. Like you have to have some degree of popularity before people are even going to care about you doing an interview, or you need to have an interesting storyline, which is quite often like what it is. Like with the 6ix9ine thing, like his music wasn't really big yet, but everybody was interested in him because it just seemed like there was something crazy going on. And you know, you could kind of say the same thing for X and Lil Xan and Lil Peep and all. Well, I mean, like some of them had big music at the time I interviewed them, but yeah, you know, I'm tapped into whatever extent, and really it all comes down to like what I want to do. Like I've had artists that the labels will just fucking harass me to no end and offer me money trying to get me to interview them, but if I don't think that I'm going to have a good time talking to them, then I try to stay away from it. You know, I do want to give my fans what they want, but I also I'm not doing interviews for anybody besides myself, really. Like, I don't want to do anything that I don't think
You
will be
recently
fun.
said no to Tekashi, right?
He didn't actually ask, but I definitely wouldn't have done it because he, you know, myself, I'm a real street guy. He broke the street code. No, honestly, though, I have people in my life that even if I didn't feel that, like, I have people in my life that would have a hard time continuing to be friends with me if I did interview him. And
oh, really?
I would have a hard time, like, feeling good about myself, to be honest, if I interviewed him, because to me, like, he's just one of the biggest villains in the history of rap music. And what he did was, like, he could come up with as many ways as possible to justify it, but really at the end of the day, you're a snitch. And I am not a criminal, so I intentionally do not put myself in situations where I would have anybody to snitch on.
Yeah.
But I don't really like appreciate his character or what he ended up doing with himself.
It's also just scary, like, knowing that so many people might probably most likely want him dead. Like, to have him in your studio
Yeah, I definitely
with,
would have been
like-
scared if you were going to interview
Yeah,
him.
like the mother of your child goes there. I'm sure Parker goes there occasionally.
Parker and
You know,
6ix9ine could not be in the same room.
That's what I'm saying though. Like, but even just to know that like he was there, people would be like, now we know to fucking hang out around this place, or we know. Yeah,
I've had
weird
so many people
vibes.
hit me up like unprompted around the time that he was coming out, and they told me like, yo, like I really appreciate the fact that you don't fuck with him, like that you see this whole thing for what it is. And
It wasn't like that from the start though, right? It was like after everything happened with the
yeah,
FBI
like because
charges.
at first, you know, like everybody really wanted to give him the benefit of the doubt, and especially when they saw him embracing like certain people in the streets that we know are valid and respected, then it's like people want to give you the benefit of the doubt and be like, shit, your music's popular and you seem like you're tapped in with the right people. But then if as soon as you get caught up, you go and do the other thing, then I mean, you know, everybody's gonna kind of like you can't escape it at the end of the day that even if you are not in the streets like myself, hip hop is so much of the streets
Right.
that it's kind of like you don't. There's just certain things you can't do, and for me, even interviewing him would be like, it just wouldn't really be beneficial to me. I don't
Is there
think.
anybody else that right now you just would not interview, no matter what?
If I thought about it long enough, for sure.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think, but I can't think of anyone right
See, for me, it's like when I do interviews, I want my interviews to be fast paced, packed with content. I want to be like very alert so that I can be always thinking about like, you know, I'm like running the algorithm in the back of my head, like, she's been talking about her family for a little too long now. Maybe I got to switch this up and ask her something more interesting, or, you know, like,
Yeah.
all this stuff is going on in my head. And I feel like when I smoke, it's like, it does give me like more of a chill, like relaxed vibe. But I feel like when I'm interviewing somebody, I actually want it to be like intense. And,
Yeah.
and you know, so to me, it's like the smoking weed part is kind of like a different part of my day quite often.
Yeah. I'll probably try to start taking notes from your shows of how to do it, because I've only done a few so far, and they're more conversational. Like I'm not really here with a list of questions.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
I didn't look what I just know you guys. I know what's going on because I follow you and I like you.
But I think that's better. I did one podcast where, you know, I would respond. This girl had a list of questions, and I would respond to the question, and she wouldn't like
Follow up.
connect with
Yeah.
me on that question. She was like, "All right, gotta get through the list." And then, you know, 2 hours in, we got through like, I don't know, 75 of her questions.
2 hours of
and she was
questions?
like, "Can you come back? Like my studio hour is done." And I was just thinking, like, this is not a good, like,
Yeah.
you know, if someone wanted a Q&A with me, like I could just do that on my
Because
own.
the hardest part about podcasting, or like the most important thing that you then sort of start to realize that most people are really, really bad at, is just listening. Like,
Yeah.
if I'm in, like, and I tell, like, because I have my friend AD has a podcast on No Jumper that he does on Wednesdays at 6. And like one time he did an episode, and one of the girl he does the podcast with, Yassi, she started talking about how all her friends bailed on her, and I forget if it was her birthday or New Year's. It was something that was like a real bummer, that like she thought her friends were bailing on her, or they did bail on her or something. And he kind of like just skipped over and like kept talking. And afterwards I told him, I'm like, listen, you gotta listen, because when she said that, I mean, that's like the doorway to all kinds of like pain and trauma and stuff. Like, I mean, that sounds terrible. Like, you don't sound like you're having a conversation. And I'm overtly critical too. And that's why I think like towards the end of, like, when I was still an interviewer, but I wasn't with her yet, it was kind of stressful to me, because I started to feel like every time I would go get a drink with a girl, it was an interview, and that I had to be entertaining, and had to like keep a good conversation going the whole time. And a lot of people like just kind of talk, and they don't really like listen to you talk, and that's like really
That's
bad.
kind of social media life in general, which I know that you're both a part of, but I think I talked about this on my last episode with my friend Matt, where it's just like you start warping your sense of who am I to this person, and do I have to be who I was when they, you know, you reached out to me because you found me on Instagram or YouTube, so are they expecting that? It's the same for meet and greets. Like, you're meeting fans, and like, I'm not, hey, what's up, guys, all the time.
Yeah.
Right.
But like when you meet a fan, if you were to approach me, I'd be like, hey, what's up? It's so good to meet you. They'd be like, oh, wow, she didn't care about me at all. Because they're used to seeing me at 100, which is the same for you or you. Like,
Yeah,
you
I
just
mean,
want
it
to give them a good
depends. It's like,
experience.
if this was the Pornhub podcast, I would be having a very different conversation, or behaving in a very different way. I would be talking about my kid less. I'd be talking about, you know, my breast milk boobs less, you know. So
Is that super authentic to you, or is that you just playing your part doing your show?
I can't say it's like 100% authentic. That's why I actually, my second page that's actually now called Lena the Mom. It wasn't,
Oh, it's so
it
cute.
was just my second page because I
Yeah.
just felt like, you know, my Instagram that I had when I was a regular person turned into the Lena the Plug Instagram, but it started becoming very specific. Like I could only behave a certain way on that page because people were only there for a very specific reason. And I just kind of felt like, well, I can't post 99% of my life on here. So I made a second account, maybe like a year and a half ago, where I was like, okay, I could post myself in this frumpy dress, going to the farmer's market with him, and like, you know, I a lot of my people on my Lena the Plug page did end up following my second account, and I just feel like I can be 100% myself on there and connect with people more. And yeah, my other page really just became like a platform to advertise my physical self.
Yeah.
So it doesn't feel like the real me. But
I
it
can
is
totally
a part
understand.
I'm playing. Like, put on my superhero outfit and I'm Lena the Plug
course.
now, you know?
I can totally understand why people followed you to your second page because, first of all, like from a male sex perspective, I think the connection is important. But then you have girls like me who I love your body. I love your personality. I love what you do. Like the way you post pictures has never... You're not like legs spread, pussy out, like a lot. Well, on Twitter, sometimes I catch those. I catch those. But like, it's just, to me, it's like such a celebration of just a beautiful woman who has a healthy relationship and now a child. By the way, I might have said son earlier, so if I did, sorry. For some reason, I thought you had a son.
She looks like a boy, and her name is Parker, so her name's not really doing her any favors.
Up until a certain age, I think they all kind of look like the same.
They're all
sex,
blobs
right?
of old men.
We got our ears pierced when we were really young, so I feel like we just looked like girls as babies, me and my cousins and my sister and stuff. But I mean, yeah.
Are you gonna pierce her ears?
I think I am. I mean, if you're cool with it.
Yeah.
First time thinking about it right now. I don't know. I don't have a strong opinion.
Okay, well, we're piercing her ears then.
I'm assuming that when she gets older, if she decides to pursue a sex work career, you guys are probably supportive of that.
I would hope that she would, you know, I would definitely like push her to like, you know, try to do things that are like purely using her brain and stuff. But like for sure, like what I do worry about is when I see girls like immediately getting OnlyFans when they're like 18, and I'm just like, like, you know, I kind of wish you would like, you know,
try something else.
You know, like not that it closes the door 100% on other things, but it can close the door on some things for sure.
If you're trying to go work a corporate job and you already have, you know, porn out there, it might be harder. What were you doing before you did it?
I was working at like a social media company, but I had like accrued, you know, 30,000 followers. And at that point I was already posting sexy photos, but I hadn't been selling porn or anything. But I knew that if I decided to, I was already going to be successful and I was already going to make money my first month. And that's the only reason why I did it. If I was some girl who was like, I'm just going to start an Instagram page and I have, you know, 500 followers and I'm going to make an OnlyFans, I would say to that girl, like, do not do that.
Yeah.
You know, but if my daughter did decide that this was something she wanted to do, whether it was modeling, whether it was actual porn or something in the entertainment industry, I would just want to support her and be there for her because there's obviously a trillion ways you can get taken advantage of.
Yeah.
So
did you know that a simple finger prick can unlock tons of insight into your reproductive health? I'm talking egg count, menopause timing, hormone levels that indicate conditions like thyroid disorders or PCOS. These are all things that are good to know whether or not kids are in your future. And that's why modern fertility was created. It's easy and affordable. You get tested at home, just a simple finger prick, mail it in with a prepaid label. We love prepaid labels, and you'll get personalized results within 10 days. Traditional testing with your doctor can cost over $1,000, but modern fertility only costs $159 to get the same information. If you want kids today or maybe in the future, or if you just want to check in on your health, this clinically sound info can help you make decisions that are best for you. Right now, Modern Fertility is offering our listeners $20 off the test when you go to, no. We wanted this one to sound higher. $20 off the test when you go to modernfertility.com/Gabbie. That means the test will cost $139 instead of hundreds or thousands of dollars at a doctor's office. Get $20 off your fertility test when you go to modernfertility.com/Gabbie. That's modernfertility.com/Gabbie. Times are tough, and worrying about your student loan payments doesn't make things any easier. That's where refinancing with Earnest could help. Earnest offers low-rate student loan financing, and you can check your You check your rate risk-free in just 2 minutes. With Earnest, you get radically flexible payments, and you can pick your loan term. By refinancing, you can reduce your loan term, save money, or combine multiple loans into a simple monthly payment. If you have questions, you can even talk to real humans, which we all can appreciate. So isn't it time you stop feeling overwhelmed by your student debt? Earnest is offering our listeners a $100 cash bonus. Refinance your student debt at earnest.com/Gabbie. Terms and conditions apply. Okay, guys, I have to say, the last time I did this ad copy, I made like a weird face and looked at Sam, and it looked super attitude-y. And it was because I was so confused because I have to read this part and I didn't understand why. So bear with me as I read this part of the copy. It's just a little confusing. I've never had to do this before, but I guess it's a legal thing. So once again, you get a $100 cash bonus when you earnest.com/Gabbie for more details. Not available in all states. Terms and conditions apply. Earnest student loan refinancing made by Earnest Operations LLC NMLS number 1204917, California financing law license number 6054788, 303 2nd Street, Suite 401N, San Francisco, California 94107. Visit earnest.com/licenses for a full list of licenses. I hope this becomes one of those things that, you know, like commercials where you can like, where you can like chant the phone number because you've heard it so many times. I hope that I read that so many times that the listeners can start going, Earnest Operations LLC NMLS number 1204917, California financing law license number. That'd be awesome. When your parents found out, did you tell them or they found out?
They found out.
Like not by
She
being
took a picture in the living room.
In whose living room?
In your dad's living room, right? Wasn't that what he was so mad about?
Oh, but like my dad somehow found my Instagram. My dad's not even on Instagram. I don't know how the hell he found out. But he didn't even want to confront me, but he was just like, he tried to tell me to go work at Verizon, like they have good benefits, and go do this thing instead. Because I graduated college and I was like
with
in
what?
between.
What
I had a psych degree, and then I was like gonna go to graduate school, and I got in, and then I was like, this is crazy expensive. I don't really know if I want to do this. So I was like in this in between place in my life. I was driving for Uber, and you know, I had this sexy Instagram thing going on, and he was just like, you know, go work for a telephone company. There's good benefits and whatever, you know, that they just care about your stability and stuff. But at that point, you know, my first month on it wasn't OnlyFans back then. I had like a private Snapchat, but I made like $30K my first month.
I remember those days.
Yeah. So it was just like, but when I made that $30K that first month, I didn't think like, oh, I'm set for life. This is it. You know, I kept thinking I somehow hacked life in this moment, and it's going to get taken away from me at any minute. And so I never got like comfortable with it. And luckily, obviously, I grew and became successful with every month. I just grew more and more. But I still can't believe it's been 4 years. Like, you know, I did not think
and
that
now
was
you're
gonna
fucking
happen.
cleaning up OnlyFans.
Yeah, I mean, it's been crazy. Every year I'm like, oh, this is probably going to be the year where it's going to go downhill. And, you know, I'm just more of a glass half empty kind of person. But
I would not guess that.
Oh.
What, are you half full?
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He's like,
For
your
real?
Instagram got deleted. It's all right. Make a new page. You're gonna be at $1 million at the end of the month. Let's go. And
It's
I'm like,
hard for me
really?
to think anything negative for long. Like I just kind of like switched to seeing shit positively. Like it's just hard for me to like be in a negative state of mind for too long. So I, you know, but we do that for each other. Like if I'm in a bad state of mind,
I'll be half
you
full
break
for
me
him.
out of it.
Oh yeah, I'll be half full.
She
for
will
him.
get me out of it real quick. Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. Like you just have the balance.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's what you're there for, right? You know.
Yeah. Damn, you guys are killing it. You guys just have so much like going the fuck on. Like both of you. And you're both independent and successful on your own.
It's true.
And now together, like
I'm
that's
trying.
fucking dude, anybody who tries to give you shit about like having a kid, you guys are really good role models. If you take away all of the stuff that I hate when people go on these tangents, but like what society deems is like good.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, oh, look at this guy. He has tattoos and she's like fucking doing porn and like whatever. Okay, fine. So like you guys are having sex together. You put it on camera, providing an amazing life for each other, supporting each other emotionally, obviously growing as people. Like I talked to you, you're very emotionally intelligent, kind people. What else matters?
I left my house just to hear you tell me all these great things. Thank you very much.
Sometimes I look at our kid and just think like, bro, like her life is so good. Like her life, like
Yeah.
as far as I can see this trajectory, like her life is gonna be amazing. Like she's just not gonna have to deal with so much of the shit that me, and to even further extent, a lot of people I know, shit they grew up around and stuff. It's just she's not gonna have to. She's gonna be oblivious to a lot of that shit for a long time.
I really related to what you said about the basically this isn't going to last forever, because that was always my mind when it came to social media, is having these like good months and oh my god, I can't believe I made like 10 grand this month, like back in the day, and saying, you know, I have to like save and make it work, and then because of that it keeps growing. And I've discovered this new thing of my life. I won't get too into it because I just did it on yesterday's podcast, but like we're just bonus rounding right now. And that makes life so much more exciting. Like we've already achieved it, we're already happy, healthy, and everything else is just bonus. If everything else goes to shit tomorrow, whatever. What a great life.
I was grinding so hard for so long to make $10,000 a month off YouTube, and just looking at my fucking analytics like every day, just fighting to get to there. You know, like that just felt like the pie in the sky for so long.
Yeah.
So yeah, like, but I always think of that, like when I hear about somebody like spending 20 grand in the club and shit, I'm like you must be really confident that you're going to keep making as much money as you're making right now. And I hope I never get to that point, because I would always, like, if I have a spare 20 grand, I'm not spending it in the club. I'm going to put it in the bank, because I am quite certain that it's going to be a lot harder for me to make 20,000. Well, I actually don't believe that. I actually think that I'm going to keep making more money for the rest of my life, hopefully. But if it doesn't work out that way, like it just, you know, like I feel the same way about first class. Like I am not flying first class. I don't give a fuck. I know it's more comfortable.
Totally.
But
I fly first class when somebody else bought the ticket.
Same. I fuck with that. But for me, it's like I never want to get to the point where $2,000 means that little to me. And so
100%.
I just refuse. Like,
Oh, you wish it was $2,000. It's way more.
or whatever the fuck it is.
I will look. I'll like browse. I'll be like, oh, that first class flight looks really nice, and then I can't get myself to check out.
When I was flying to New York every week when I was hosting for MTV, that was a fever dream. So I was like flying to New York every week, and they would last minute book these trips, and they were flying us first class, and it was a new influencer every day of the week because it was a live show. And I looked up the prices that they were spending, and each flight was like 8 to 10 grand.
It's expensive as hell.
For a first class flight round trip. Last minute, and they were just dropping that every day of the week on us, and I was like, damn, but I racked those miles up, baby.
Imagine if you imagine owning stock in MTV and just knowing that that's how fiscally conservative they are. Like, no.
Imagine just having that much money. I think about billionaires all the time, and that shit fucks me up. I don't think I ever want to be that rich. I always want to be a little more than very comfortable. You know what I mean?
My thing is that I don't see. Like I have friends who have like car collections and shit. And sometimes I think about it, I'm like, yo, no matter how much money I ever make, I'm never gonna like do anything that makes it obvious. Like I'm just not, like, if you see me in a nicer house, that probably means that I've made a lot more money. But I'm just not a car guy. I'm not a jewelry guy. I'm not a clothing guy. I'm not like, I just got no fancy taste at all. So
I'm the exact same way. These were my uncle's. This is from a thrift store. These were free. Like, I don't try at all.
Yeah, I can't say that there's like something that I look forward to collecting. Like,
do you do like bags or anything?
I mean, I have bags, but I look at them in my closet and I'm like, you've never taken that girl out ever. Why did you even buy her? You know?
Yeah.
I wanted to come here in sweatpants and a sweater. So
with the makeup done, like that would have been a serve.
I just figured like I don't really leave my house anymore. I'm going to get my makeup done.
Yeah,
so.
and you just had the baby. I
got to do it every once in a while to remind myself that I am also Lena the Plug, even though I'm Lena the mom, like 24 hours of the day.
Because that's the new challenge, is that we got to just get her used to like actually segmenting her time. Like she's doing such an amazing job at being a full-time mom, but like bringing out like more and more like segments of time to be the sexy ass girl that gets on camera in vinyl and latex and shit. That's the new challenge that we're kind of working towards.
You'll get there. Your body already looks amazing, but like give her a little time just to like get her shit back moved into place.
But she'll like tell me like something that she doesn't like the way it looks on her body, and I'm like, listen, like this shit is all smoke and mirrors. Like you put on clothing that will hide that, or you Photoshop that out or whatever, and then you keep taking these sexy photos. Like, it ain't about, like, how you... Like, when guys make a list of the hottest girls in the world, they're not talking about the hottest girls without makeup. They're talking about the hottest girls on their Instagrams with all their makeup and Photoshop and plastic surgery. It's like, you know, like, you don't need to judge yourself against this crazy standard. Like, you just just tune that shit up.
I just gotta delete every photo of myself before pregnancy in my phone because I'll just look at it. Sometimes I'm like, I got a C-section last minute, so I'm kind of still
I didn't know that.
mourning the vaginal birth I didn't get to have.
Yeah.
So I have a C-section scar, and I just am like, but millions of women have it, and so.
Yeah, my sister had that experience, so that's the only reason I know anything about it. But that's tough to have like a birth plan and envision it in your head, and then it's I'm in major surgery.
Yeah, and I didn't know I was gonna be in major surgery
What
until
happened?
hours before. We were in the hospital, and like her heart rate kept dropping on the monitor and stuff like that. And so they were just like, we got to get her out of here. And so obviously I didn't hesitate, but had I known that you could hire a plastic surgeon to come to your C-section to stitch you up so the incision's perfect, I would have done that.
That's some baller shit.
Yeah, right?
That's how you spend your money.
That is
Fuck
exactly what I would have
Fuck
done.
the watches. We got a plastic
Yeah,
surgeon.
because I guess they're just like, they do the cosmetic stuff, so they make sure that they stitch it up perfectly.
Do you have
And,
any plastic surgery?
I have my fake boobs.
Those are fake?
Yeah, they don't look that fake anymore because I have now that I've been breastfeeding, they've like expanded
No,
and
even
stuff.
before that.
Oh, yeah,
I
no-
always thought you had natural boobs.
No. I had 2 boob jobs. I got a nose job when I was like 15. So
Wait, 2 boob jobs? Was one a replacement? Or?
I got them bigger, and like there was something wrong with one of them. So yeah, and I'll probably get another one after I'm
Same surgeon?
done with the udders. No, probably not.
He did a great job though, because I've seen your
Oh.
tits a lot of times,
On
and
Twitter,
I thought
yeah.
that was like one of your thing. Like, oh, she's like got this really natural, sexy. Wow, good job.
Thank you. Yeah, no. I'll probably have to do them again at some point, but
Everyone
Yeah.
does.
Yeah.
Whatever. I think I'm too old to get it at this point. I know most people get it when they're older, but the older I get, the more I just look at my face and I'm like, oh, that's fine. But I also have like injections and Botox. But like,
yeah. I don't even count that. I'm like, oh yeah, that's like getting your makeup done. You get
yeah. Isn't that crazy? Well, you're from California, both of you, right?
He's from New Hampshire.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh yeah.
But your family's up here?
They
just
moved out
moved
here
here.
last year. Yeah.
Dude, that's so fucking nice and lucky. Okay, so you're an East Coast guy. When did you move here? Like, how old were you?
2010.
So the difference in girls is crazy, right?
Well, I lived in New York for a long time too,
Oh,
but
okay,
yes,
okay.
there is a massive difference. Like I remember one time I saw a girl in the bodega in New York, and she had fake boobs, and like me and all my friends were like talking about it, like, wow, that's so fucking easy. She has fake.
Yeah.
And you move to LA, and it's just like, oh, everybody got fake boobs. Like,
Yeah. And like Botox and filler, that to me, because when you're growing up in like a small town or on the East Coast or New Hampshire, whatever, they talk about Botox and filler like, oh, face full of Botox, this girl
Yeah,
walking
yeah.
around frozen face. But that's not what it is at all. Like every movie
Doesn't
star
have
has
to
Botox.
be. Yeah, no, yeah. Exactly.
We're just getting rid of the wrinkles. It's preventative.
I miss it so bad. You can't get it when you're pregnant, and so I'm kind of just.
Can you get it
like-
when you're nursing?
I don't know. I haven't decided if I want to. Like they basically don't. They don't advise it, but they don't not advise it. So I'm kind of over here like,
Play it safe.
I guess.
Yeah.
I
Yours
miss-
is
I miss
holding
it
pretty
so
firm though. Yeah.
I miss it so bad. I love
You'll
Botox.
get there. Do you ever get facials? Adam's just like checked out now. He's like, what?
I'm actually gonna get a facial soon. I love facials. I haven't gotten one in a year, and I know someone's gonna clip that. I love facials. I'm just gonna put it over some other.
Yo, let me recommend you to some person. I just had somebody give me a facial that changed my life, bitch.
I would love to know.
Yeah, she's a great recommendation. I'll give you her number. They'll like hook you up with it too, because
I need it. It's been a long time.
yeah. Was there anything else you guys are excited about, like working on, or want to share with me?
I mean, just working on baby stuff and follow my Instagram. I'm trying to work on getting that back built up.
Yeah, dude, you grew it so fast already.
To me, I'm like, I feel like I'm shouting into an empty room when I post on there because I have 75K, which obviously is a lot of followers, but
like you got 75K like overnight.
yeah, it's the nice thing about sex workers in the porn industry is that we're kind of all in solidarity. We've all been through this to some degree, and
Yeah.
you send out a few texts like,
Do you think? I mean, not do you think? It just I feel like it definitely is. OnlyFans right now, or maybe it's just because we're kind of in the mecca of that type of thing. It's so mainstream already.
Definitely.
So I feel like within the next, this generation growing up, your child even, I think it's going to be really commonplace. I feel like having an OnlyFans is going to be the same as having any other social media.
Whether it's OnlyFans or something else, I think that like having a nude out there is just not going to be something that people are as freaked out about.
Yeah.
When I was in high school, a girl would have a nude leak, and like her life would be over. Like,
Yeah.
she'd have to switch schools. And
Yeah.
I always think about how fucking weird that is. Like that doesn't really hold weight like it used to. Like I was gonna say that before when we were talking about the OnlyFans thing. It's like, yeah, our daughter's mom is gonna be someone who had an OnlyFans, but like probably half of her class is also gonna be able to say that, except that her parents probably didn't really make that much money off it. Like it's probably something that they might have done at some point in their life and it didn't really go anywhere. Like the only reason it's even notable is just because she's one of the bigger girls on there.
Yeah. I really actually wanted to start one.
You should.
I've thought about it, but like my boyfriend, he lets me do whatever I want. Like he's so accepting. He supports me no matter what. And I asked him like, would you mind? And his answer was, you can do whatever you want. I'll always support you. And I was like, okay, but I want to also like respect you and what you're comfortable with. Would it like bother you if I had one? And he was like, I mean, I really wouldn't love it. So now just like, he's super monogamous. Like he's just very much like us too. Like, and it's not like a jealousy thing. Like I said, he's so supportive and said if I wanted to, he would. But if you're just like gonna ask me or tell me respectfully that it would bother you, I'll respect you in that way. Yeah. But like I would like to.
I feel it. Yeah. I mean, I honestly never even crossed my mind to be upset about it.
But you were dating like girls who do porn before you even started dating me. So
way worse porn than anything you ever did too. So
I don't even want to know what that means.
No,
Are there jealousy issues in
Between
there?
us?
Just like when you first started dating and you knew he was like hooking up with porn stars and all that.
No, we actually ended up hooking up with a lot of the girls that he saw before me.
And one of her biggest OnlyFans scores was he cheated on me with this girl, and now, or like he fucked this girl, and now we're fucking her together, right?
I just like called the porn like fucking my something like fucking my boyfriend's ex-girlfriend or something like that. And that was like
it was a porn star girl that I had like went to a club with one time and slept with, and then I ended up meeting Lena like a year later, and like it was like nothing. Like me and this girl, like we're cool.
No tension between me and the girl. It's like the girls will come over and me and them will just like bond for an hour like in the bathroom doing our makeup, and then we'll go get him. Like you know, it's not like it's really about him.
That's a part of the sex work community that I feel like a lot of people don't see.
Yeah.
It's just that camaraderie and support, and it's like we're all just doing our thing, we're all just working.
Yeah.
But I think it's the other documentaries and stuff that people see about the very dark side of the porn industry, because there is obviously a lot of darkness there if you're in the wrong circles, if you're not being smart, if you're in it for the wrong reasons, if you're trusting the wrong people.
Yeah.
That's just
like,
young
like
kids.
when you see, like, it's kind of weird for even somebody like me. I could easily fool myself if I was gonna, go watch porn, and it's like, 4 girls getting banged by a couple guys, and when you're watching it, it really seems like they're having sex, like they're really doing something crazy. But if you were there, you would realize that it was like 4 girls and 2 guys hanging out and like talking and stuff, and then they had to like do this whole sexual thing, and it really is acting. Like it really doesn't feel like the way that it feels when you're actually having sex. And it's not that people who do porn are actually not enjoying it. Like a lot of the girls we know are like mega into it, like sexually, like they love it and very passionate about it, and they have like very real sexual experiences on camera and stuff. But it's like the idea that it's inherently exploitative is not really like my experience at all. There are girls who get exploited for sure, and there's seedy characters. There's no shortage of people that want to like separate you from some percentage of your money if you're a girl who's looking to get into porn. But I mean, we also know people like my girl, Riley Reed, etc., who are straight bosses with it, and it's like they might as well
figured
just
out
be
the marketing
running
of it.
million-dollar businesses. Like it's not really like a. There's nobody in between you and OnlyFans taking a percent,
Yeah,
it's definitely.
I just remembered the way I found you guys was Tana's video where you guys had sex in the YouTube video, and I was like, who are these people?
I got blacked out that night because I was like, Tana and her, Tana doesn't go anywhere alone. Tana has a posse of like 10 people anywhere she fucking goes. So we were being watched by Tana and her posse, and so
Bella and Amari and all these fools who are like
her editor,
and they're like 18. They're like very young.
I think Tana was 19 at the time. It was
Right.
her idea. That video was
Of
her idea. She's like,
course.
I want to watch you guys fuck. And she was like drawing on the whiteboard, like showing everyone what I was doing. I got so drunk that night. I was like, we got into a fight. I was blacked. That was embarrassing. And then the next day I woke up and like Peep had died. Like that video to me has a totally different memory.
I keep forgetting
and
that
that's
those
what
two things
we
were
were
like side by
fighting, and then we
side,
stopped fighting because I came over and we just like cried and held each other. So to me, that's like a crazy video. But then I'm like, oh my God, Peep died the next day.
You were,
like in
you
my
were
head.
close to him?
Yeah.
I know that he had like been on the show and
Not
stuff.
like super close, but he was one of the first people that I interviewed that like really started to kind of blow up. And
Yeah.
you know, that whole situation was just kind of brutal, just seeing like such a sweet kid get taken out by drugs so early, you know, and the way it went down. And,
Yeah.
you know, it's like, it's such a bizarre thing, but it's like, you know, I've seen video footage, iPhone footage of a lot of my friends dead, like because either they got shot and people were just filming it, or because they overdosed and people were filming it and they didn't realize or whatever. And yeah, I mean, that one was, because now, honestly, like I don't feel good about it, but I mean, I'm crazy numb to rappers dying.
That's something I actually really appreciate about your show is I feel like every time I click onto something, you really do try to spread that message. And I just think that's so important because young kids and a lot of the rappers now are so young, they don't understand the permanence of death. To them, it's this weird abstract idea where it's like, yeah, of course I don't want to die, but do you understand to your core, what does that mean to actually die? You're gone. It's game over, no more levels. And it's especially difficult, I feel, when you see, you know, Juice died and his music exploded. Peep died and it exploded. And it almost feels like this thing now where even if you're not consciously doing it, like I want to do drugs and die because that is going to make me a fucking legend. Like Mac Miller was always big, but after he died, people really started fucking talking about it. He's up for a Grammy. Like people are excited about his projects in a way they've never been.
And that was after a few years of people not really like showing Mac Miller necessarily the attention he deserved. I don't know if it was because his musical output wasn't as crazy or because he was kind of on drugs and maybe sort of like back, like not really being out there as much as people were used to him being. But I mean, yeah, like I totally agree. Like there's this fascination with death that if I mean, and it hurts to listen to Peep or Juice WRLD because they literally basically have lyrics saying I'm doing a bunch of fucking drugs and part of it is because I'm sad and I'm depressed and I kind of want to die. And like they basically have varying themes of that in their music. And then to see the glamorous side of like, you know, I wish that I could say that I didn't go to the Lil Peep memorial and see a whole shitload of kids snorting coke and popping Xanax at his memorial. Like, you know, these kids are in love with this like romanticized, fetishized version of what it is to be a rock star. And it's really sad. And when a lot of times when these artists die, it like kind of cements that further in their mind. Like, oh, I'm going to be a legend because I'm going to take all these chances of popping crazy drugs. And if I can live through that and make it through that, then somehow I'm going to be like a better person or a better artist.
Or if you die young, then you're an icon forever, which is what I think people are like really chasing. Thanks for what you do, man.
Appreciate it.
And thanks for keeping it honest. Thanks for keeping it real. Thanks for caring so much about music and the culture and just everything you're doing. Lena, thank you for being such a strong force in independence and women exploring and expressing their sexuality and being a boss ass bitch. I think you guys are fucking awesome and great role models. And I really appreciate you coming onto my show.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Yeah, I appreciate it for sure. And, you know, I mean, I don't know what to say to all that. You've been so unbelievably
so
kind.
nice.
I don't know what to say, yeah.
I'm like, I guess I am pretty cool. Thanks.
All right, yeah, this is good.
Check out all their stuff. It's going to all
If
be
you
linked
do this
down
one more
below.
time, people are going to think we never have sex with each other.
We're going to keep doing this when we get back to the house?
So I just want to end this on, you know, you can't have sex for 6 weeks after you have a baby. And we finally had sex the other day.
Fuck yeah.
And it hurt so bad. I feel like I'm a virgin again.
And yo, it did not feel like normal sex. Like I came like so goddamn fast. And it felt like there was kryptonite in there that was just like, ah.
Oh, because you had a C-section too.
I did have a C-section. So I wasn't actually like afraid that my vagina was going to hurt. But I guess it's just so tight because I hadn't used it in a long time.
Yeah.
So I was like, ow.
Well, I was just thinking of another friend I had who had a baby who I won't put her on blast like that. But she told me the first time they had sex after the baby, like she felt looser. She could feel the difference. And then she said it to him and he was like, yeah, I mean, it definitely isn't tight. And I was like, oh my God, if somebody would have said that to me.
I mean, it's a muscle. You can work it and it like, you know, contracts and it gets tighter.
It just needs time.
It just needs
skipped
time.
that step.
I did. Yeah. I guess my vagina's still perfect on the inside.
Congrats on the sex, guys.
Thanks.
Links below for all of their stuff. Unless, can you link OnlyFans?
I wouldn't. Just
say it.
It's
LenaGetsPlugged.com.
Yes. Wow, you know. Yeah, I was like, I forgot it. I forgot it. Okay. Free trial coming your way. Yeah, LenaGetsPlugged.com.
And No Jumper Podcast and everything else you're doing. If there's anything else you want to plug and promote.
Play poker against me on America's Card Room. Use code NOJUMPER.
Hell yeah. All that link down below. Give the podcast 5 stars. Leave us a nice little rating, I guess. Subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you next week.
Burnout with Gabbie Hanna.